Hey everybody, Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. Can be a good afternoon. If you are here live, please announce yourself as you come into the program. After I start the channel, I will not mention you, but I will like and things afterwards, after we're done. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the videos and please leave a little comment, even if it's just hi Bill, because YouTube will use their algorithms to send Coaching for the Soul around the planet to people who need to hear the message that you're hearing live or on YouTube today. So do that for me if you would. Please, please, please. Hi, Paula. How's it going? Yes. It's a kind of a chilly day in Detroit today. About 62 degrees, unfortunately. Hey, Liz. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Hey, Pat. Hey, Allison Strange. How's it going? I'm glad you're here too, Pat. Yeah. So it's been a pretty good week, everybody, I think, huh? Since Mercury retrograde has gone out of its shadow, everybody's energy should be pretty good. A little bit lighter, a little bit more happy. I know my energy is completely shifted, which is wonderful. So that's a good thing, you know? Yeah. Hey, Kathy. So yeah, we'll see what's going on today. So Allison, did you just book an appointment for Tuesday? What, did I remind you to do that? What? Yes. I'm doing a Psyche Fair this weekend in Rochester, Michigan. If you guys are in Michigan somewhere, 10 to 6 in Rochester. My second fair of the year. There'll only be 2 more to see me in person. So, yeah. So, I'm there from 10 to 6 doing readings. Yeah. So, come on over. Next one is in Frankenmuth next month. And then the last one is St. Clair Shores in July. So, hi, Laura. Namaste to you. And still doing element packages, everybody. If you want some coaching, depending upon how much time you want, how much time you think you need, element packages at billhobart.com or elementsessions.com. But I'm still doing those for now. We'll see what happens when we get ready to move. So, yeah. Yep. So, I'm going to wait just another minute or so, and then we're going to get going, because he's ready to start talking. So, it's in my belly and in my chest. So, there's going to be a lot. Hi, Haley. How you doing? There you go, chimes. Okay, cool. Ready, Spirit? Okay. Hey, Rachel. Okay. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is this. I'm trying to think where he wants to start, because we have 3 things we're going to talk about. Okay. So, most important is this. We're probably going to talk about this for a while, okay? That we'll see what happens. It feels like we're going to talk a lot. Okay. So, as we go through this ascension, and everybody's going through it, okay? It's not a destination. It's a state of mind. It is the energy that we're in with the collective, okay? Things will change in the country, in the world, okay? For the better, okay? But this is one thing that Spirit wants everybody to really focus in on, is your emotions, okay? Focus in on your emotions. You're not going to be able to move forward and allow your guides, the universe, to pull you into higher dimensional energy if you're in an emotional state that doesn't allow it, okay? It's all about vibration, right? So the more that we can work on our emotions, the more we can ascend, the lighter weight we are. If we don't do that during the Mercury retrogrades, for sure, okay, you're going to get pressured from your guides to let your stuff go, all right? Now, I know 4 famous people who do what I do, you know, in the holistic community, very well known. Thousands of followers on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram and TikTok, okay? Every one of them in the last 2 years has had to take, one person is still gone for 2 years, okay? He could not do his astrology anymore. And we used to do 2 hours every Sunday, all right? and it hit him like a ton of bricks in emotions, all right? Where he had to sit with somebody and really start to understand why he feels the way that he feels and why does he act out. And there's been others who have lost people in their lives, all right? Mothers, fathers, doggies, right? Brothers, sisters, all kinds of things, right? Who their emotion then is brought up from their gut to be seen. And what happens is that when they're in that state of grief, all right, we can't let it go. We cannot let it go. And that's the problem, is that what our human body does is holds on to it, okay? So the more emotional work you can do, okay, if that means seeing a therapist, bingo. If it means getting on a absolute schedule for meditations, sidebar. Spirit always talks about this with people, okay? You can go ahead and live your life the way that you want to live your life, that's fine. But if you're chasing a dream in 3D, you're going to be extremely disappointed. If you are working and working and working and working because that's what you were taught and you're in your teens, 20s, or 30s, you're not going to get what you want that way. They will bring you what you need and what you want, but you working, doing 2 jobs, 1 part-time, 1 full-time, chasing money, trust me, it's not going to work. They're going to put the kibosh on that because when you're doing that, you don't have any time for meditation, to sit with yourself, go to therapy, allow your emotions to connect, allow your emotions to be removed, for them to be allowed to be expelled from your body. Because when you're in the perpetual third dimensional ego state of, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, you've got 5 things on your plate and you want to add another one. Why? You got to really look at yourself and go, I don't understand why I'm not getting what I want. Well, you're doing 5 things at the same time. Or or you're always chasing money, or you're always chasing a partner, you're always chasing a boyfriend, you're always chasing a girlfriend, again, a job, all kinds of things, right? Spirits have said being famous, trying to figure out what I need to do. That's third dimensional. And I tell people that all the time, is that it's not our job to fix it. Again, fix it is another ego word. Just like hope, it doesn't work. It did back in the day, but if you're not truly embracing who you are and who you're going to be, you're going to be extremely disappointed in the fact that you will text me and go, Bill, it's been horrible. I don't know why. Well, look at what you're doing. Doesn't matter if you're man or woman. Doesn't matter. Okay? The more that we have to do is look at our emotions, understand what they are, and process them out. All right? Because I'm telling you, I've been through it for 5 years. And in the last 5 years, I've grown, 1,000%. All because I was beating against the wall, right? I talk about the wall all the time, too. Beat my head against the wall going, I don't understand why it's not changing. I don't understand why it's not changing. Because it's not time, dummy. But I continue to bust my head against that wall that they had erected to say, Bill, stop. Just stop. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay? And so when you get all activated inside, anger, frustration, upset, crying, feeling, right? If it ain't Mercury retrograde, it's inside. Mercury retrograde's in there stirring that freaking pot, right? It's supposed to. That's its job. Communication, all right? It's a communication planet. So I'm telling everybody, we have to start to look at those things, because it's going to get deeper and deeper and deeper as we move into 2023, okay? Right now, there's a massive portal that the Earth is sitting just away from, all right? And it is sucking all kinds of things from the galaxy through this portal, okay? It also affects the earth in the way of it sucks our stuff away from us and away from the planet. So again, now's the time to make a schedule. Now's the time to make changes, because the last thing that you want to do is have it hit you like a ton of bricks, because they need you to go, right? They need you to raise your vibration and stay there for all the good things that are coming, that are there, right? So I don't want anybody to be stuck for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. I'm going, Bill, I can't even work anymore because I'm such in an emotional spot. I can't even get out of bed, Bill. I'm so fatigued. Do your work now. If you've started it, do more. Make a schedule. If you haven't started it, start it. Start sorting through your stuff, right? And understanding that everything that is keeping you from what you deserve and what you want and what you need is you. Holding on to third dimensional tragedy, divorce, somebody passing, a child passing, mom and dad passing, right? Anything like that is trauma. Our body takes it and stuffs it down inside of our gut. That's what its job is, right? Because we're in survival mode most of the time. As we go into fourth and fifth dimension, we're not in survival mode anymore. We get to live. And that's what the universe is trying to get us to do. So every time that you feel triggered, why are you feeling triggered? Why? What's going on with you? Because they're working night and day trying to get you to let your stuff go. And human is so determined not to. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to bring that up with someone. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. They're 3D, 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 3D. Doesn't serve you. Doesn't serve you at all. All right? So the more that you feel, the better. Journal. I talk on my phone. I talk on my iPad. I talked yesterday on my iPad for probably an hour and a half about everything that has happened since January. Okay? Because I need to get that out. I need to get that out because we are so comfortable with holding our baggage inside, because guess what? We've done it since childhood, and we've done it before in past lives. So how can the universe and our spirit guides, our guardian angels, release us from that when humans are like, oh, no, 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 and we don't even know we're doing it? That's the thing. We don't know that we're doing it because it's past behavior. And past behavior is comfortable for us. Just like when people say to me, Bill, I'm in this place. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Well, have you meditated? No, I haven't meditated in like 4 months. Okay. Number one. So talking out loud to your spirit guides? No, I haven't done them for 5 months. That doesn't really work for me. Really? Okay. Do you have another method of speaking to your guides? No, but I don't think they're ever going to talk to me. Ego, 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 ego. That's fine. But when it comes down on you, because it's going to, especially with this portal that is formed outside of the galaxy, sucking all stuff in to clear it, you're going to be one of those people that goes, Bill, I don't understand. I don't understand. Really? Remember back in, 2022, 2023, 2024? You have to do it now. If you want a man, you got to get rid of your stuff to attract the man. Men have this instinct that they don't know they've got. And it is very, very funny. They can tell when a woman is not friendly to their gazing. The energy they get back is, oh, no, no, I'm not doing that. But the unassuming one, who has her baggage, or she is a little bit, her energy may be a little bit lighter, and they're all beautiful, right? Because the guy doesn't want his head to be chopped off. Because men are very, very emotional inside. They don't want to be turned down. Their self-image is very, very delicate. And a lot of people don't understand that, but trust me, they are. they are. That's why they don't want to be turned down. It has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't have anything to do with sex. It has nothing to do with I want to have the most beautiful girl because that's what I deserve. It doesn't work like that. In our DNA, in every man's DNA on the planet, it is to find the most attractive person and procreate. In my case, we play like we're procreating, right? But that's how it works. Does that mean that some people that feel they're unattractive are not attractive? Not at all. Not at all. I met somebody the other day, and they were telling me that they didn't think that they were attractive enough to get the man that they wanted. I'm like, why do you say that? Because I never been able to. Oh my God, stop. She might have been 29, 30 years old. I'm like, stop. Because the man that finds you is coming towards that energy because she's extremely spiritual. She's extremely connected. But she says the guys they don't, because those aren't the guys. There's many attractive men, James, in the spiritual house, right? In our community. But what happens is because we come from 3D and I think she's 29. So she's been 29 years old in third dimension, let's say. But she's extremely spiritual. She's a beautiful woman. But she doesn't think that she is because I don't match up to the girl in the magazine or the girl on TV. No one does. That's pretty. In parentheses. So it is so very important that we understand how men are. So very important how men view women. Right? We have to. Understanding that if you allow the person to come to you, if you allow the person to find you through your energy, right? All you have to do, the more emotional distress that you let go of, right? The easier it is for your spiritual self to emerge. And what that is, that energy goes out to the universe, to everybody who walks by you. How many times has anybody been walking through the grocery store and people look at you for no reason? Their souls are seeing your light. And the human is not connected to that yet. Maybe they'll never be, right? But their soul says, ooh, there's somebody. Because the white light beam comes out of the top of our crown chakra, right? Or it's all around us in our aura. Other people, again, we all have a color around us, right? And someone out there is a match. You have just to be aware of and have the energy of it could happen at any time. Anytime. And stop asking people, how do I heal myself? How do I fix this? That means ego's in charge. Because ego knows the more that I have that person talk about it, right? The deeper I have control of them. Because it brings all that stuff up and you don't do anything with it. Chimes, it just settles back down inside your body, inside your emotional self. That's why it is so important that you have to begin, if you haven't already, start purging. Start purging, start purging, start purging. People will say, well, Bill, how do I do that? Well, you got to have a schedule. It takes 21 days to change a human's behavior, okay? So many, many times when I give people Steve Noble guided meditations, I say, you got to do this for 5 weeks. Twice a week. This one on Monday, this one on Thursday. Got to. If you want to clear your energy, if you're a beginner, clear your energy, help to heal some of your wounds, you got to do it for 5 weeks in a row. How many people do you think do it 5 weeks in a row? Not many. Then they wonder, why am I stuck, Bill? Why is my life not changing? Well, because you're still completely covered inside and out with third dimensional experiences and also past life stuff. It doesn't work because we're not muggles. If you're watching Coach for the Soul, like I say this every week, if you're watching Coach for the Soul and going to psychic fairs and doing all the spiritual guidance stuff and you're using your social media for your guys to speak to you, to bring you things on social media, you're not a muggle. Okay? As much as you'd like to go back to being a muggle, you've already opened up that can of soda. It's already out. The fizz is coming out the top, right? So embrace it. Embrace it, embrace it. But what we have to do, we have to let the energy that no longer serves us, again, it's in our body as emotional energy. We gotta bring it up and let it go. Chimes. Again, it has to be right place, right time. And you have to be in the energy for that man to find you, for that woman to find you, in higher dimensional energy. Because guess what the universe will do? They will bring you people to trigger you. I don't want that. I don't want that either. I don't want that either. I don't want that either. Bravo. At least you know what you don't want. Now change your energy. Bill, I don't know how to do that. Schedule. Well, Bill, I'm really busy. Okay. I get it. I get it. But what are you doing to allow yourself to grow? What are you doing to allow that emotional energy that no longer serves you to be released from your body? I'm telling you, it makes everything different. Everything different. But if you want to attract money, if you want to attract the house, the Benz, the boat, the man, the woman, you're not going to get it by going after it like this. It's the wrong energy. You have to allow them to bring it to you, which means you have to be in a higher state of consciousness. How do you get there? Your emotional stuff. Because as soon as you start to get rid of some of your emotional stuff, and it's a continuous process, guys. Trust me, I'm still processing stuff from my childhood, right? I mean, blessing that I had a past life regression from Lori Lipton, fabulous. And then I went to quantum healing this week on Monday, again, fabulous, because I'm doing everything I possibly can to clear that energy that still is inside. Now, did I know how to do that? Did I know who to do? No. 8 months ago, they told me to call Brenda again. Why? Haven't talked to her in like 7 years. Why? Bill, call Brenda again. Called her. Brenda Tringali, quantum healer, St. Clair Shores, Indigo Doors. Trust me. The 2-hour session is worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Right? When it comes to having friends like Lori Lipton, which is wonderful. We don't talk to each other that often. But if she reaches out, I reach out. We kind of have a little powwow together. Well, Bill, I think you need a past life regression. Okay, what is that? I mean, she goes, you don't know? No, I've heard of them, but I don't know what it is. So she explained what it is. And I Googled it, of course, because Bear's like, Google that. And I'm like, okay, that seems kind of cool. And when she did it for me, it was effing amazing. And the clearing that came out of me was, again, WTF. And I know why Spirit is having these things happen to me, right? Because we're getting ready to move. All right? And I got confirmation many times from Brenda, many times, and this time with Lori. Yeah, that's where we're going. I get it. But it took me 5 years to manifest that. How? By losing my emotional energy, by allowing them, as hard as it is for a Capricorn, to allow something or someone to control us, because we're used to controlling everything in our lives, because of our past lives, right? So it took me 5 years to get that to happen. Did I think I was going to get it in a year? Yeah. 2 years? Of course. 3 years? Of course. What's the holdup? Well, it's me, right? Is it? I've never had a teacher to teach me what I needed to do. Spirit would never bring me a teacher. Okay? So I have to wait on them. Key word is wait on, right? Key words are wait on. Had to wait on them to have a conversation with me about what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, right? How frustrating is that? I can't ask them what are we going to do next? They're like, don't worry about it. Well, I'd like to know. Why? Why do you got to know, Bill? We got it. Well, I'd like to. No, you can't know. It's not about planning. Not about planning at all. See? So the more that you get into that energy, the more that you work on your stuff, right? That you correct what your ego is telling you in your mind. Ego, that's not true. That's a lie. You got to combat it, guys. If you're not combating it, guess what? Emotions get in there and all bets are off. It's all tied together, right? And I'm telling you, as soon as you start dedicating yourself to something other than working 65 hours a week, trying to make that money, working, I need to go to school too, I need to do this too, I need to do this too. You're not going to do all that. You're one person. There's only 24 hours in a day. I know that you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, but guess what? Because I know somebody in each one of those. It's not going to happen. As much as you wish it, it's not going to happen. You're going to be extremely disappointed. Be like, well, Bill, I don't understand. Well, because you can't do all that. It's not 3D anymore. We're in different energy. It may not seem so because we're still in the same environment. And for people who don't watch the news, they really don't understand the change. If you are closed off from the energy of the planet, or your guides that are bringing to you to lift you up in happiness, right? Guess what? I know. He's like, they're a ship without a sail, just bouncing in the water. No. You have the choice not to be that person. You have the choice not to allow yourself. You have the choice of dedicating yourself to, okay, I've got to stick with the schedule. Okay? If that means I got to get up half an hour early to meditate in the morning, I have to. Because it's going to help me throughout the day. Right? Do not meditate before you go to bed. Please. Spirit constantly tells people all the time, do not meditate before you go to bed, or don't put a freaking buds in and go to sleep with the meditation. It can upset your algorithms. The waves in your body. Okay? Because your brain is paying attention, but you're asleep, trying to get to sleep, and it's like having a dream that you had to work in. We've all had those kind of dreams, right? We wake up exhausted. Exhausted. No, don't do it. Don't do it. So if we pile everything on top of us and we think we're going to get through it, ego's going to say, yeah, I got them. They're going to be so disappointed. We're going to go right back to square one, and it's going to be so good. It's going to be so fantastic because I've got my arms wrapped around them now, where before I was out like this, but now I got them again because ego's trying to save your life. It thinks it has to save your life. So why does it think that? Because it's been with you through every single lifetime that you've had. And it knows how you died. So it's super, super important. Again, that's tied to that's tied to our heart, right? This and this is tied. And ego's got the strings, baby. It's corded. It's corded. Every time that you get it here, it goes ding, 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 fear. Ding, 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 fear. Fear, fear. No. And the triggers happen automatically. Trust me. We can get triggered in seconds. In seconds, just by somebody saying or doing something, or their energy being wrong. And how do you talk yourself down? How do you change that part of yourself? How do you? Spirit, what's that about? I don't understand what's going on with that. Why is that happening to me? I don't get it. Are you going to get an answer? It's not the point if you get an answer or not. It's that you're giving up that emotion to your spirit guides, your guardian angels in the universe. So when they do talk to you, because they will, you'll be like, wow, Bill, that came out of the blue. Not if you're talking every day to your guides. Every time that you need something, every time that you're happy, every time that you're pissed off, every time that you're like, WTF, guess what? They got to be your best friends. Because they can help you with the emotional part very, very, very well. The trauma has to be healed by a professional, usually. Doesn't mean that a past life regression won't work, because it worked for me. Quantum healing will work also, right? But we can't allow, we can't allow ourselves to not pay attention to that. Because we're halfway through the race, everybody. And they need us in there. They need all of us to be in fourth dimension, up into 5D and higher, because people are going to need us. And emotions will stop you in your entire life. It has throughout history in 3D. where people didn't get what they wanted because of things that happened to them when they were a child. We don't have that. We don't have to sit with that anymore. We don't have to allow that anymore. We're smarter than the people before us. We truly are. I'm way smarter than my parents, and way smarter than my grandmas and my grandpas and everybody, because we're chosen to be that way. You may not think that right now, but most of you, I believe, do. Would you admit it? Probably not. Well, Bill, I don't want to be. No. You need to tout yourself. Be selfish. That's okay. Because people around you are going to see your change, and they're going to wonder why. Why are they acting like that? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? My cousin shaved all her hair off in New York City. She's a beautiful woman. She's in her connection with I believe it's Buddha, and her mom called me last week and says, Bill, what's going on? I don't get it. I think I'm losing my daughter. No, she's just going through her things. You know, she has put symbols on her head. Okay, she's an African American beautiful woman, and her mom is, oh my God, what are you going to tell people? Don't worry about that. But I have to. You know, I'm her mom. Well, my cousin is 80 years old, her mom. And my second cousin is in New York, shaved all her hair off. See? So there's right there, it's not even a red flag. It's like, oh my gosh. And I texted her, my God, I'm so glad that you're going on that journey. Because tell me about it. Because I'm like, I don't get it. You know, I don't understand that because that's not me. But I'd love to know about it, right? Because I want to be a sponge. I want to be a sponge, right? Because that's what it's all about. Because something in there, when they bring it to you on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, you're going to be like, oh, that resonates with me. Or Facebook Watch. See? Because it's so very, very important that we continue to evolve, that we continue to allow the energy in our body that is negative, that is trauma, we let it go and we heal ourselves. We heal ourselves. And that is something that I will talk about until the day I'm gone. Okay? Because it is so very, 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 very important that we do that, because you become happier. You're not as heavy. You're not as emotional. You've come to terms with things. You've said forgive your mom and your dad and your grandma and grandpa and your brothers and your sisters and everybody who ever hurt you. Forgive them. Truly, forgive them. When you do that, everything shifts. Everything shifts. Now, do you have to remind yourself that you forgave them? Yes. Does it mean that you have to pull away from them? Probably so, for a short amount of time. Or you schedule Thanksgiving. Mom, I can give you an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, then I gotta go. Instead of spending the whole day there in that energy. Christmas the same way. Birthdays the same way. Picnics the same way. Vacations, I can come for 3 days, I can't come for 5. Gotta save yourself. Gotta make sure that no one else in the party, no one else in the holiday controls you. And you have to be able to do that. Even with all the stuff back, right? Gotta do it. You gotta do it. Because your sanity is more important than that family gathering. Trust me. Been there, done that. I learned years ago, at least, gosh, 24 now, or 23 now. Probably I would say 10 years ago, that I could spend 3 days on vacation with my family and that was it. Not the normal 5, 6, or 7, or 8, or 9. 3 days. Sometimes it was 2 days. I said, no, I can come for 3 days and that's all I can do. Uncle Bill, why aren't you staying? Honey, because I got to get home. I got to get back home. My nieces and nephews would be upset. Honey, I have to. Can't do it. And they were like, I can't believe that you're that selfish. I'm not going to punish myself with the energy that's in the family that was dysfunctional at the time. No, I'm not doing that. And everybody has to understand that. You have to understand that your happiness is number one. The energy that you carry is number one. The energy that they carry is not yours. But guess what? We're all empathic. We're going to suck that stuff in until you learn not to do it. Nope, not going to do it, not going to do it, not going to do it. Right? Just talking out loud. This is what I do. Spirit, I did it today on the way to get my allergy shots. Okay, Spirit, let me get to Livonia and back. Let it be good. Let it be a good ride. Let it be quick. You know, blah, blah, blah. It was perfect. You know, no cops, no accidents, no anything. Yeah. I do that every time I go someplace. Every time I leave my house, I say something like that. Let me get to the grocery store and back. I know I'm going to be fine, but it puts my mind at ease. It puts my ego at ease, and it stays sleeping. So can it be triggered at a moment's notice? Oh, yeah. But I can easily correct that because my energy is balanced. Times. Especially after this last Mercury retrograde. And we got another one coming in freaking July. No, August. Yep. Another one in August. In Virgo. I believe it's the end of August, the beginning of September. Okay? So there's another one coming at the end of the summer. So work on yourself now. Do whatever you have to do to be able to work on your emotions. Why? Because when you have to write somebody back in an email or a text, it's full of emotional words. You did this to me, that, and if you're doing that at work or you're doing that between family or friends, you got to take that emotion completely out of that. You've got to absolutely. These are my sentences. Can be about that long, right? Doesn't have to be a page with all the emotional stuff inside of there, because what you're doing is pouring yourself out on the page. Stop. If you want something from somebody, it's got to be cut and dry, plain and simple, right? And I got a check back from the state of Hawaii that I paid the state almost $2,000 in 2018 because I thought we were going to move then to the state of Hawaii. For Bailey to be able to go into the state because it's a non-rabies state. And so he had to be tested. His blood had to be tested twice. He had to send it off to someplace in Nebraska. The state got that information back. Then he had to pay for the Department of Agriculture to come and see Bailey in his kennel with his picture on it and had all this identification on it. And they asked me about a month ago, do you want us to send you the money back because you haven't used it? I said, yes, please. $165 out of almost $2,000. So I wrote them a letter. I emailed them a letter. Very cut and dry. This is what I paid. I don't understand where my money's at if I didn't use it. You sent me a check for $165. Where's my money at? I don't understand what happened to my money. If I didn't use the program, if I didn't use, where's truly my $600 or $700, $800 from the state agriculture department? I didn't use them. So how come I don't get my money? And it was all just boom, 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 boom. Got a response back. It was 24 hours. I'll look into it. There you go. I could have gone through all the things I just went through, right? I did this, but I put down transactions. This is what you charged me here. This is what they charged me here. This is what they charged me here. Because I have all those records because I've learned in my 63 years of being alive that the only way to get what you want is to have facts. Plain and simple. Direct, right? That's the easiest way to get what you want. When you're going into a store and you want them to help you, you've got to be friendly and sweet, and so does your energy. If you want something, trust me, if you want something, you got to be nice. Got to be nice. A lot of times we're not nice because the person behind the counter is not nice because they're frustrated they're the only person in the store. Or they've been working 12 hours, right? Back to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. No, I understand that. So my job to get what I want from them is to be extremely friendly and chatty. With the energy on my face, you just, hey, how you doing? That's how you get what you want. But you can't do that if you're full of stuff. Can't do it. As we are continually pummeled with energy from the universe, transformational energy, right? Pushing us in one direction. We can dig our feet in, dig our heels in, and say, oh, no. Bill, all this stuff is going on. I don't understand it. Okay, well, sit with it. What does it mean? And I will explain to them what it means right out, in one ear and out the other. Because they don't live it. They're off in their ego land, right? Completely void of anything when they decide to be their spiritual self. It doesn't work like that. You cannot compartmentalize things in 4 and 5D. It doesn't work. Third dimensional, that's how we survived, right? But the 4th, 5th, and higher, you can't. It has to flow. It has to flow. So there's those emotions again, right? It all comes back to that. It all comes back to that. So, okay, I think he's done with that. Cool. Awesome. Any questions, guys, let me know, okay? You know how to get a hold of me. Bill@billhobart.com, or my phone number is on the website too, and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, okay? All right, so, what's the next thing? Hang on, I gotta take a drink. We're going to talk about next Thursday, there is a Tuesday. Wait, let me see. Next Saturday, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, it's the new moon. No, I'm sorry, it's a full moon. So if you made any type of promise, intention on the new moon that it was in this month, if it hasn't come to fruition yet, it will probably come in some form by June the 3rd. Be ready, because it's going to be a massive energy push forward. Absolutely push forward. Okay? The energy right now with Jupiter in frickin' Taurus, you should be blissful. Okay? If you're not blissful, you got to go, okay, how come I'm not feeling that? If you got your birth chart, look where Jupiter is in your birth chart. Okay? All right? Where Taurus is in your birth chart. Is it which house it's in? Okay? Because that's what it's going to figure prominently in. Right? So you can kind of pay attention. It's about family and love, or a new job, or changing jobs, changing careers, changing houses, whatever, being abundant, whatever house it's in. You can pay attention and go, oh, I need to take that, because a lot of people don't. If you just want to let it flow, that's fine, okay? Because you will get piece after piece after piece until next May. It is 10 times more forceful and wonderful than it was in 2011, 2012. So if you look back at 2011, 2012, most people had a pretty good time in that year span, okay? Times that by 10. Why? Because we're in quantum energy. Everything is more intense. Everything is more giving and wonderful. You can have anything that you want for the next year. I'm telling you guys, set the intention, talk out loud. Where's my stuff at? When do I get it? How do I get it? When's it getting here? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Because if you don't do that, then what you are doing is you are absolutely just going with the flow, and things will pass you that you don't even know they're there. And you'll say to me, well, Bill, it wasn't really that impactful for me. Well, what did you set your intention on? Well, I really kind of didn't. Okay. Got to wait another 12 years for it to come around. Hopefully you'll still be alive. This is an opportunity for everybody to get what they want. And as you let go of that emotional energy, trust me, everybody, your life is going to be no longer WTF. It's going to be in the negative side. It's going to be WTF on the good side, right? Of like, I get it. I totally get it. And I use myself as an example because I always do. I know that Bailey's passing opened the door, and I've said this to you guys before, the catapult forward. I'm telling you what, on my social medias, it's freaking off the chain. It is off the chain. All the stuff that's coming to me. I posted something yesterday about something showing up in my Facebook watch about, do you fly a private? Do you take a private jet, or do you take like a Delta? Where did that come from? Well, I've been thinking about, okay, well, when we move, we'll probably, I would like to take a private jet if we can. If not, we'll just get on, first class and go ahead and go, right? I used to think, oh no, it has to be this way. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. However we're going to move, right? And we're going to go on a vacation before we go. I know that. To Hawaii, to see what it's all about. How do I know that? Other people confirmed it, okay? People that I trust, they confirmed it, right? After the other people confirmed it, okay, Spirit, how come? And they like, Bill, don't worry about that. It isn't your job to know about it. You know it's coming. Let it happen. Because they know how humans are. We will obsess about that. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Doesn't do any good. It's your human trying to protect and take over and understand. No, it's not our job anymore. That's back there. It's back there. See? So social media is a great way for them to for them to give us a message. Bailey, number one, I've been part of 3 Italian Greyhound groups on Facebook for 5 years. A week after he passed, I got so many postings on Facebook. I've gotten that stuff before, maybe 1, 2 a week. I'm getting like 3 or 4 a day. Well, I know why. Daddy, are you ready yet? Daddy, are you ready yet? Daddy, are you ready yet? And we almost got scammed today because somebody posted from an Italian Greyhound site that babies were born last week, and blah, 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 and they showed them, and Lee was all excited. I was all excited. Okay, I think it's time. This is kind of cool. Babe's been gone for about 6 weeks or so. We're kind of cool with him being gone, right? He always talks to me, and we have little conversations. Lee was extremely hurt, had Bailey for over 18 years. So I'm surprised that he was ready, but he was, and something just seemed off. And they, of course, said, no, it's no. In fact, we did it yesterday, and Spirit, and Lee went to bed last night, and he couldn't sleep. He's thinking about all the names for the dog. I'm like, what? I said, I went to bed and slept, because I knew it wasn't going to happen. Then today, the scammers contacted me again and again and again. You need to make a decision. There's only 4. Which one do you want? Blah, 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 blah. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you can come down and get him, or we can send him to you. Send him to me? Yeah, you just have to meet him in the airport. What? Are you going to put him in the bottom of the freaking plane? In a box? Again, scam. See? So today when they were, come on. Got to make a deposit. I went, no, that's okay. Spirit's like, no, you're not going to send it. That's a scam. You're not going to do that. But just to be sure, I put it on all 3 of my, of the Italian Greyhound pages, just to, guys, has anybody ever dealt with blah, 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 with Lone Star Italian Greyhounds? They said, it's a scam. That's what I thought. It's a scam. It's a scam. Exactly. See? So I know that since he's passed, these things continue to hit me. Okay? That's what happens. That's what happens when things are about to happen. And Jupiter in Taurus does that for everybody. Everybody. So the more that you talk out loud, the more that you set your intention out loud, not in your head. Not by, oh, Spirit, I need you to, Spirit, please, don't get in that energy. That is 3rd dimensional emotional energy, which does not serve you. Get it up here. Get it up here, everybody. Get it up here, right? You are the most powerful human on the planet. Believe that. Believe that. Because in a sense, you are. Because you're in charge of your destiny, right? You can accept it or deny it. They'll make it hell for you if you deny it, because they're going to say, like, WTF, what are you doing? Come on. You got to come with us. But if you accept it, come on, Spirit, I'm ready. I was told to say, okay, Spirit, I'm ready for my ancestral fortune to come. I'm ready. They went, soon. Okay, I know that. And they told me that, not that way, 5 years ago. 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. But now I know it's coming. Boom, boom. See? Everything, if you look at what you want, if it's a big move, if it's $100,000, if it is whatever, right? It's a new house, it's a new boat, it's a new man, it's a new woman, it's kids, whatever you want. Set the intention by talking out loud. Not that I'd really like to have this. No, Spirit, that's what I want right there. I want that house right there. I want that car right there. Because they'll bring it to you in some sense, if you allow them to. But like I always say, I know, Spirit, I got it. Positive out, positive back. Negative out, negative back. Everything is stopped. It's stopped. During Mercury retrograde, everything stops. Energy just sits and gets rotten and stinky. Then as soon as it's done, the air starts to flow again and clears everything out. If you let it go. For me, it goes like that. Think. On October 2nd, I threw away the rocking chair, right? Out of the freaking blue after 57 years. They told me to throw it away. The last day of the Mercury retrograde. In September, 1st of October. Okay? This last one, same thing, right? Bill, let it go. Let it go. Stop worrying about. Right? Last week, on the way to get my allergy shots in Livonia again, I'm getting off the exit, and Spirit says, you know why your business is slow? I'm like, no. I don't know why, because it's been slow for 4 months, right? And and he says, because you need to rest. I went, okay, why? Because we're activating you when you're resting. Oh, okay. And a sense of calm came over me like nothing I've ever had in my freaking life. Nothing. And it's the same way since. Okay? Knowing, okay, that resonated with my heart. Right? With my spiritual self. So that's the reason. Could you told me that 3.5 months ago? Or did you have to wait 4 months for it to happen? Because it's coming. The house is coming. The move is coming. Right? My life is going to change immensely. And Spirit has said to me many, many times, enjoy your time in Detroit, because once you get to Kihei, Maui, you are going to wish you were back in Detroit. You're going to be so busy. Writing books, channeling books, not writing them, channeling 2 books for the Lemurians. Spirit has said, once you get there and you get settled, everybody will know that you're there. I'm like, how will they know that? Trust me, Bill, they'll know. Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay, cool. I'm open to it, right? Living in my great house on the Pacific Ocean in Kihei, Maui. I'm good. What do you want me to do to pay you back for this? And their answer is always, you've done enough, Bill. Over your lifetimes, Bill, you've done enough. And I know, Spirit, and I will tell everybody who watches this program live or on my YouTube channel at Bill Hobart, you've done enough. You've all done enough. You don't have to do anymore in your past lives in 3D. Don't have to do anything more. Stop worrying about stuff. I almost said the other word. Stop worrying about that. It doesn't serve you. So again, when he said that to me, I'm like, ego, are you sure? Don't I owe you something? Right? What do I got to put up for? There's always, what is it? Okay, so you're going to give me something. So what do you want from me? He's like, nothing. Nothing. But the life you're going to have in your new house in Kihei, Maui, Hawaii is going to be something that you never, ever dreamt of. And I'll tell you guys, in 2018, when they told me I was moving to Maui, I'm like, why? Why? Why am I moving? I don't want to move. I'm good. No, Bill, you're going to move to Maui. You're going to move to Maui. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, ain't no freaking way I'm going to freaking Hawaii. There's no way. But in the past 5 years, there's no coincidences, right? Everything is still in. I can go back to 2018, everybody, and list all the things that have happened since then. The aliens came. All kinds of things came about Hawaii. I met 2 different people on YouTube that Hawaii Vacation Guide and Maui Mondays. I was like within the first 25 people as they started their channel. All right. Maui Live TV came on my TV in 2018. Out of nowhere on our smart TV, just showed up. It's on my TV every day now. Every day, Maui, Kaanapali Beach is on my TV. Because it's like I'm there. Because you have to believe you already are. You have to believe it's already yours. You have to. And stop your ego from thinking, oh, but it's not, I don't feel it. Because I did that stuff, and all it does is make you feel like yuck. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. And we have to retrain ourselves to stop thinking about that stuff. Stop thinking about when. Stop thinking about how. Stop thinking about when. Stop thinking about how. And what do I have to give up for it to come true? Nothing. Chimes. Nothing. You've already paid for it. You've done enough. You've done enough in past lives. Do you need to know what that is? Hell to the no. And don't ask them, well, Spirit, what did I do to deserve? What? No. Wait a minute. You're telling them that I need you to tell me how and why. Why do I deserve this $1 million? Really? Take the freaking money and go. Don't have to ask him anything. Take the money and run. It's yours anyway. Probably from past lives. And that's that I realized after that past life regression with Lori, is the fact that we all have money stashed away from past lives. I never thought about that. We all have money. And guess what? It's all going to come to us as we go into fourth and fifth dimension. Because we stashed it when we were back in fifth dimension before 12,500 years ago. When ancient civilizations were cleared off the earth. Hi, Molly. Welcome back. Right? So all of that is coming. All of that can happen. It's going to come no matter what. The thing is that human will say, I don't really deserve that in their head, or that's not really mine, or how did I get it, or what you want from it, or blah, 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 blah. And, well, it's not really mine, so, I'm going to give it all away if it's money. Really? Well, yeah, Bill, it wasn't really mine. I'm good with what I have. Really? You're good working 55 hours a week, making $20 an hour, maybe $15, maybe $10 an hour. Really? You're living in a house that's kind of yucky. You don't get having any luck in anything. You really don't think that's for you? Because many people do it. They receive $1 million and they give it all away. Well, Bill, they need it more than I do. Really? But it was given to you by them. From your past lives, all your fortune is above your head. Never thought about that before. Lori popped that and well, that makes all the sense in the freaking world. If I'm 12,000 years old, I got to have some kind of equity somewhere, right? And all of us have that. All of us have that. So when you are, how can I put this? Hang on, Spirit. If you're pushed to buy a lottery ticket, buy the freaking ticket. Even if you don't win this time, they could be greasing the wheel. Don't let ego tell you to buy the ticket because you're going to win. Let it come from right here inside your gut. And you go, you know what? I think I need to buy the ticket. I've never played the lottery. Play the lottery. It's $2 for Mega Millions and Powerball. Or do a scratch off. Doesn't matter. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. When you get the push to do it, do it. Yes. Erica, if you dream about buying a ticket, buy the damn ticket. That's what it's all about. That's how they get us to do things that we don't think about doing. Right place, right time. There's a woman months ago that she would buy $20 worth of lottery tickets in Michigan every single week for 7-8 years in a row. Okay? And on a Friday, she was getting a pop and a pack of cigarettes at the party store. And she had this thing, I should buy a ticket. No, I already bought my tickets. I bought them on Monday. Bought them on Monday. Buy a ticket. She went, I guess I'm going to buy a ticket. She asked for an Instapick or whatever it's called, right? She won $66 million every free body. Hadn't won more than $100 in 7-8 freaking years. That's why you pay attention. That's when you get that feeling of, you know what? Yes, do that. Do that. That's how they guide you. You wouldn't believe the people that won't do it. Well, Bill, I'm not going to win anyway. What? Are you kidding me? Somebody wins every single day. Those people in Illinois that won $500 million. That's $500 million. What? The people at the Kroger store won, what, $300 million? Or, no, $700 million. Almost $1 billion those people at Kroger won. Yeah, it can happen every day. But we have to believe that we deserve it, Chimes. We have to believe that that's what I want. And you have to be passionate about it. You know what? You have to be. Can't just be an author. Yeah, I could use it. Really? If you want a new car and it was a $100,000 car, what would you do with it? Well, and I've had people say, I've had that conversation with people before, and they don't know what they've said to me. I probably couldn't afford the insurance. Are you kidding me right now? Spirit is guiding you that you could get a new car, and you're telling them, I probably couldn't afford the insurance bill. Probably couldn't afford it. The car's free. Do you want it or not? They're telling their guys, no, I don't really think I want that. I don't really like BMWs. I don't really like Mercedes. I don't really like an Escalade from Cadillac. That's not really me. Really. They want to give you an Escalade for $100,000. Sell it. For $75,000. Didn't cost you a dime. Get yourself $75,000, buy yourself the car that you want. They don't care. But don't, in the conversation, tell them, no, probably couldn't afford the insurance. But people do it every day. They knock themselves in the head. They put that negative energy out there. So the good that's coming to them is way back there. They go, Bill, how come I can't get anything? How often are you positive? Are you more positive or negative? Well, I really think, no. That's ego. It's a yes or a no. I am 50-50. Well, you got to be 75-25. That's a good ratio. And if you're not, you got to get there. Well, why, Bill? Okay, just telling you. And as everybody passes them up, Bill, how come I'm not getting mine? Because you don't believe you can have it. So every time that Spirit tells people about being selfish, people don't do it. Don't do it at all. Don't do it at all. Don't do it at all. And that's crazy. Because good things happen to people every day. It's only going to get better. Is the world going to transform? Oh, it's going to be some crazy shit between now and 2024. Okay? That's okay. That's okay. We're all going to be safe. We're all protected. But things are going to look like WTF. We're going to be like, okay, I don't understand, Bill. How is this? Because you'll be fine, Chimes. You'll be fine. Your people will be fine. You'll move forward. It's just a distraction. That's all it is. Okay? So that was a fast hour. A really fast hour. Next week, I'm going to Colorado on the 1st, next Thursday, to be with my sister for 6 days, and help her out around her house and stuff like that. My brother-in-law's funeral is on the 3rd, which is the day of the full moon, which just blows my mind. I can't wait to tell her. She'll be like, okay, so what's going to happen? That's my sister. So what's going to happen? Is it going to blow up? What, Bill? That's my sister. We're changing that, right? So I'll be gone for 6 days. I return on Tuesday of that week, so 10 days away. I may do Coaching for the Soul next Wednesday at 3, because I'm sure they'll have something to say. If they don't, I'll put a notice out on Facebook and Instagram. I may even do a short video to put on YouTube, saying that I'm in Colorado Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing readings, but if you want a reading or something like that, call me. Okay. Text me, call me, doesn't matter. Bill@billhobart.com or my phone number. Phone number is on the website. I don't want to say it because somebody will clone it, because that happens all the time. But if you need anything, guys, I'm always here. I'm always around. I'll tell you, to ask the people who've reached out in the past 5 days, because, people that I've known for maybe 5 years, maybe 6 years, haven't talked to them in probably 3, maybe 4, reached out, Bill, what do we do about this? What do we do about that? And it's good. It's good. Okay. They do a little donation. That's cool too. It's all good. Okay. So I'm always around. You know how to get in touch with me. Facebook, Instagram, put something on YouTube on the video, stuff like that. And if you guys would, I'm going to post this in about 10 minutes. If you'd go over to YouTube and like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're up to 419 people now, which is awesome. That's something that I heard is going to blow up. So that's kind of cool. Not in a bad way, in a good way, of course. But like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a little comment, guys, even if it's just hi, Bill, because YouTube uses that to push Coaching for the Soul around the planet to people who need to hear the message. It's not happening as often as it used to, and I don't understand why. It might be my titles, I'm not sure, or like I've come to learn, it's not time. So sometimes we have to look at that and go, okay, I don't want to push anymore, because if it's going to work, it's going to work. They're going to take care of that. And that's the way we all have to be. Okay? So, namaste, everybody. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching Coaching for the Soul Thursdays at 3. And I'll see everybody later. See you.